Hi, just got back from vacation and I'm ready for another episode of Had to Be Said. I hope you enjoy. It had to be said. Florida's Parental Rights in Education Act has caused a lot of problems, especially for teachers. One Florida educator thinks he's found a pretty unique way of dealing with that. A Florida middle school science teacher has come up with what he describes as an end run around the state's Don't Say Gay law, which limits the topics and the words that can be discussed in a classroom. I was watching an old Three Stooges cartoon, and they started speaking in nonsense syllables, described health and sex educator Paul Patafor. Then it hit me. I could just make up a language in the classroom, and no one could accuse me of using the woke words that they object to so much. I originally experimented with Klingon, but that vocabulary is pretty much focused on death and war and glorious victory. Not a good mindset for middle school these days. So finally I settled on Pig Latin. Iwe, amwe, awe, anstray, inte. See? Not a single prescribed term in the whole sentence. Now I can go back to talking about Ianse and Imaclay, Ainschay, and actual say Elfhay without having to worry about getting fired all the time. Asked if students would be able to figure out what he's talking about, he pointed out, "Have you heard teens talk lately? I mean, they're already using some foreign language. Trust me, Pig Latin will not be a challenge for them." Yep, he concluded, we can just ignore that nasty uncte, ace, agala. Wait. Oh, damn. Throwing up his hands, he stomped off, muttering, "Back to the drawing board. Maybe Dothraki would work." It's a common complaint. I love that product. It's the only variation of their product line that I ever bought, and now it's just gone. Everyone I know says the same thing. Whether it's the latest variation of soda, that awesome flavor of licorice that you always buy, or the one hypoallergenic lotion that doesn't give you a skin rash, chances are, if you like it, it will soon disappear from the store's shelves. Every store's shelves. Clearly, this action is not based on popularity or how much the product sells. Toasty onion snack crackers, for instance, was the only variation of that product line that was constantly in demand. Regardless, Crispy brand just up and stopped making it. What's behind this counterintuitive and profit-damaging trend? Interviews with product line executives shed no light on the matter. I'm not really sure. We get notices from our top-level execs that certain products are to be discontinued immediately, regardless of how well they're selling. And they're always the most popular items. Todd Bacon, the product selection. Todd Bacon, the executive who manages product lines for Grinders Mills, relayed a similar experience. I've tried multiple times to take it up with my C-suite, arguing that it will hurt our bottom line and lower customer satisfaction, but I've never made any progress. They don't even want to talk about it. It's almost as though there's some shadowy committee out there that no one knows about making these decisions. Well, at last we have an answer. The revelation came as the deathbed confession of one Herman Weissel. Weissel was the longtime chair of the powerful Central Product Advisory Committee, set up in the 80s to ensure that a company's products were of high quality and met health and safety standards. But things changed with the committee in 2007. According to Mr. Weissel, at that time, a new neighbor moved in next to his family home. He was a nice enough guy, but he kept insisting that I should like the products that he and his family like. Vanilla cola was the one I remember best. I have a stubborn streak, and I don't like being told what I should like. He wouldn't stop pushing his preferences, so I decided to put a stop to it myself. I issued an order from the committee to Yummy Cola, insisting that they pull all vanilla products from their lineup. And they did. Weissel, speaking from his hospital bed, paused to catch his breath, then explained. After that, I spent a lot of time with that family. Got to know every product that they liked. Then I killed every single one of them, just out of spite. I never knew why all of their favorites disappeared off the shelves. Weissel finally had to retire at the beginning of 2023 when he was diagnosed with lung cancer. Does the advisory committee continue in his absence? No. My last official act there was to shut it down. So enjoy your damn vanilla cola while you can. Because the concept is just too enticing. Not to be brought back by some eager beaver politico with no morals, like me. Fella that worked for the last president. Bald guy, creepy. I heard he was snooping around the committee just before he lost his job. Best hope he doesn't get back into some position of authority. He'd misuse that power in way worse ways than I ever did. So there it is. We finally know what happened to our vanilla cola and hundreds of other consumer favorites. With Weissel's departure, sadly he died 2 days ago, there should be no more shadowy decisions about what products we get to enjoy. We are at last solely in the capable, or at least greedy, hands of consumer product executives. There have been numerous reports lately about tourists overrunning and even damaging popular locations around the world. From England to Italy, countries are imposing entry fees on foreign visitors. One country is taking it a step further. Iceland has a population of only 300,000 residents, but each year they host over 3 million tourists. According to Gunnar, the Minister of Tourism in the country. Well, first, hello, welcome from Iceland. Now then, we love our visitors. We are so happy that people come to enjoy the beauty and hospitality of Iceland. But we are seeing more and more incidents of tourists behaving very badly, and we feel that we must take some steps to protect our land. He was asked if Iceland would put a quota on the number of tourists or require a visa to enter the country. No, we have a very different idea, very Icelandic. Rather than just charge a fee, we feel the visitors should contribute in some small way to our land. So we are moving our airport to an offshore island called Heimei. There is an airport there now. We are expanding it. Then in order to travel from the island to the mainland, you must take a boat, a fishing boat, and be required to work a full shift fishing on the boat before being let off. Gunnar explained that, besides tourism, fishing is the main industry in the country, and that since so many of their fishing boats are being repurposed now as tourist vessels for whale watching and such, that industry is suffering from manpower shortages. Ja, this is a simple way to greet the tourists, introduce them to the Icelandic lifestyle, and help our fishing industry. What do you call this? A win-win, no? Since Heimaey is a populated island with a decent-sized town, it will be necessary to provide an easy way for the residents to travel back and forth between island and mainland. Oh yes, we have a ferry boat for traveling residents. And no, we are not worried about foreigners impersonating residents. We simply require that they say the name of that volcano, Eyjafjallajökull, correctly to get on that boat. Gunnar explained that there is a concrete upside for the tourists as well. Yes, every visitor can keep 1 kilo of the codfish from their day's catch. Fresh fish, very yummy. Dried out, make harðfiskur, a very healthy snack. Icelandic hotels, however, are warning visitors that no fish will be allowed to be stored in the room's mini fridges. It will need to be consumed before check-in. To that end, all buses from the landing area will stop at a hot spring on the way to Reykjavik to allow the visitors to cook and eat their honest day's work. Gunnar answered one final question before wrapping up. No, I do not know Björk. During a private discussion following yet another session of the House where a small minority of radical individuals insulted and threatened the leader, claiming that they will vote to dethrone him if he doesn't immediately do all of the crazy things they want, we learned that all may not be exactly as it seems in that governing body. A representative from a certain square state, after several rounds of wine coolers at a local establishment, put down her e-cig and opened up a bit about the performance theater that we saw her and her posse take part in. Oh, it's not mean or anything, it's all in good fun. The reporter related what he saw and stated that it certainly didn't seem that way. The rep sneaked a peek around the room, then spoke in a low voice. Look, not many people know this, but the speaker actually has sort of a kink. He actually likes it when people make him look like a weak, submissive fool in public. Now, the group of us know this, and we have such immense respect for him that we decide to accommodate his freak. So all the trash talking and name calling, he's eating it up. This reporter was stunned speechless, but the rep had more to say without prompting. Yeah, you notice we don't touch him? That's not part of it. I know a lot of politicians are into the whips and chains, but with him it's all mind games. She was asked how long this could go on before leaking to the public and likely ending his career. Oh, give me a break. Our base doesn't pay attention to anything but one news source, and they're in on it. So all good. And if the other party ever did find out, they'd be too goody-goody to let it out to the public. They'd try and get him help or something. And no one would believe them even if they did tell. I mean, it's pretty weird, right? And how would they handle all of the imminent do-or-die legislation, she was asked. Oh, it's going to fail. It has to, or he won't get the level of debasement he craves. And what about the American people who will suffer as a result? Seriously? Don't you think that humiliating this man is more important than some poor people losing their houses or whatever? America needs to get its priorities in order, Buster. Where will it end? The reporter wanted to know. Well, we're planning an ouster vote next week where we'll kick him out of the leadership role, just for a bit. Then we'll make him go down the aisle and kiss all of our naked butts and beg for his job before we vote him back in. He's gonna love it. She responded indignantly to a follow-up question. What? No, it won't be televised. Nobody gets to see my butt unless they pay for it. You know, I'm unattached at the moment. Interested? Well, that's it for today. And to make up for my terrible Icelander speaking English accent, takk fyrir að horfa á annan þátt of